Fat boy feels.
Fat boy feels. Fat boy feels. Scared, really scared. It's been a rough week. I actually spent the night in the ER dealing with some, let's just say, bodily fluids. I will tell you, waiting for the ER outside was a surreal experience. They wouldn't even let us in the hospital, like even through triage. The entire triage was like in a tent. You know, as I was sitting there dealing with all my illness, I thought back to a conversation I had. I was in this precarious position with the showrunner. We were discussing just life, and he asked me like, what makes you happy? And for me, I was like, well, writing and my journey and my mission and producing. And he was like, no, like, what makes you happy? Why do you do this? And I was like, fuck. And I literally blinked. I used to think that it was like going to movies, playing basketball, going to the gym, all the things I didn't have from COVID. But then I thought about it and I realized I did all those things alone. And I realized those things weren't happy things, they were like coping mechanisms. And it took me going to the ER and having to go completely alone. That made me realize that honestly, I felt alone for most of my life. And I do have friends. I've got frat brothers, former teammates, social order brothers. Oh God, and a mom who absolutely loves me. Thank you, Mom, I love you. There's nothing like a mother's love. It's kept me alive in many, many dark days. But there's something about like looking at your cell phone and like realizing that you haven't received an invite to grab a beer, or a majority of your calls are outgoing, a majority of your texts are outgoing, that you have to be the one to like incite or initiate hangouts with people. It just, I don't know, over time, it just kind of hurts. And it's not like fair for me to blame people, right? We have a right to choose who we hang out with, and we also have a right to our lives. I guess it just sucks because it's like, even though people care about you, sometimes they just can't fit you into their schedule. And that's life. I've reached out to some friends and had like very real conversations with them. And to be honest, they've been frank, they've been earnest, they've been painful. But the good news is that they've been receptive, open. But I think living in LA is such a lonely place to begin with. When you have a shit day or you have like a near-death experience and you come home and you're all alone, that loneliness hits different. And so that's something I've got to figure out. All right, y'all, welcome back to Fat Boy Fit. This is the meat and potatoes episode, the episode that's for the jocks and the frat boys. That's right, we're doing chest and back. Now, today's chest and back workout is gonna be a traditional push-pull workout. Then from there, we'll get into some more dynamic stuff, some plyometric stuff to really start working that chest and our shoulders in different ways. But for now, we're gonna start simple, start old school. So we're gonna start off with the granddaddy of them all, or grandmama of them all, or grandperson of them all, the flat bench press. Now, I know there's some people out here who are like, boo, that's boring, it's not dynamic. Fuck that. We're gonna do that along with a little bent over row. From there, we're gonna do an incline pec fly and then a lat push-up, which I love because it gets all the nooks and crannies in your back. I had a lot of back issues when I was younger, and doing this exercise has helped me when it comes to like pulling plates off and lifting things in weird positions. From there, we're gonna move into a decline dumbbell bench press, and then we'll finish off with a bent over lat fly. Remember to hydrate. All right, let's get it. All right, guys, I'm sorry this episode was a little more somber than usual, but to be honest, when you spend like a whole day puking your guts out, it kind of makes you want to come down a notch and really think about shit in a different light. And I think for me, as we come into a different phase of the pandemic, as I come into a different phase of being, I will respect boundaries, but also I'm gonna prod them a little bit. Because one of the things I realized is that no matter how successful I get, no matter how much money I make, there's nothing like just hanging out with your friends, having lunch on the water, watching a game, hugging your mom, or just playing basketball on a Saturday morning. That's what makes me happy. So that's what I'm gonna work on doing. I'm joining a kickball league. I'm gonna go to the bar after, even though I don't really drink and I kind of hate bar vibes, but I'm gonna go open up, expand my network. I'm gonna reach out to people I haven't talked to in a while and try to reconnect. And the core group of people that I do have, I'm gonna lean into them, tell them the truth, and hopefully, if I'm lucky, they'll open up and give me a little more time and we can deepen those friendships. Remember, check us out at Fatboy Feels on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure to please share with your friends, like and subscribe. If you want some merch, we got it. You know what I'm saying? Fatboy Feels merch. And the one call to action I want to have y'all really take to heart after this episode. Fuck the workout. The workout's whatever. Go through your phone, find that friend that you haven't talked to, maybe you haven't heard from in a while, and do something crazy. Don't send them a text, give them a call. Chances are they feel like me, and you never know. That 10-minute conversation can mean the world to them. All right, Fatboy Feels, we out.